HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. Founded by Dr. Jill Tansey in 2003, the Dentist at Hopkinton provides state-of-the-art dental care in a comfortable and relaxing setting to patients of all ages. They are located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hopkinton High School Athletic Center for Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Basketball on HCAM. Tom Nappy alongside Steve Spector on the call, and today it's the 9-5 Hopkinton Hillers taking on 5-10 Dover-Sherborn. Let's send it down to courtside for the opening announcements.
Raiders take on your hometown Hopkinton Hillers. Hopkinton High School in the Tri-Valley League is committed to the highest ideals of sportsmanship and establishing a healthy environment for interscholastic competition. We will not tolerate negative statements or actions directed towards competitors, coaches, game officials, or fans in attendance. Please make sure your behavior reflects respect towards everyone. Thank you for helping create a positive, respectful, and fun environment here at Hopkinton High School. And now for tonight's starting lineups. For Dover-Sherborn Raiders, Number 21, Luke Rinaldi. Number 23, Nick Rinaldi. Number 20, Jacob Brown. Number 25, Evan Skeeny. Number 15, Kirby Ryan. The coaches for the Raiders are Rick Randy, Jenna Galster, Brett Boyd, and Sam Merton. And now for your hometown Hopkinton Hillers. Number 44, Brian Keefe. Number 23, Drew Rankatori. Number 41, Travis Finfrock. Number 33, Alana Rosen. Number 10, Tommy Ambersoni. The Hillers are coached by Tom Keene, Chris Banks, and Jay Golden. Now, please rise for the playing of our national anthem performed by Hopkinton High School student Rebecca Gallant.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And there you have it, a very nice national anthem by Hopkinton High School student Rebecca Gallant. And we are just about ready for the opening tip-off between Dover-Sherborn and the Hopkinton Hillers. Dover-Sherborn are actually the defending state champions in D5 basketball. They're 5-10 overall. The Hopkinton Hillers are 9-5. Dover-Sherborn certainly lost a lot of talent from last year's team. The Hopkinton Hillers are looking to get back in the win column. They've lost their last two games versus Westwood and Norton, and they've lost 5 of their last 7. So they're certainly hoping to get back in the win column here tonight. Dover-Sherborn has won 3 of their last 5, and in their last game they defeated Holliston this past Friday night. Standing in the opening circle for the Hopkinton Hillers is Elon Rosen, as he is set to square off against senior Jacob Brown for Dover-Sherborn, and the Hillers control off the opening tip. Finn Frock right to the bucket and in.
Wow, textbook. I'm sure they worked on that a couple times in practice this season, every season. Nice play to start the game.
Tom Nappy, Steve Spector on the call. Happy to be with you. A 3 attempt, and it's good. Luke Rinaldi.
The freshman.
Taking it up is Ambersoni. Kicks it out to Finn Frock. Here goes Finn Frock down the lane. Nice feed over to Rosen. Rosen, the kick out to the left wing. Up for 3 and no good is Rankatori. And we have a foul on the rebound attempt. Going up for the rebound was Evan Scarry, and they're going to get Tommy Ambersoni with the contact.
He got all of that one. It wasn't a place to hide on that one. That was definitely a foul on Tommy. Hillers in the full court press.
Hillers trying to force the turnover as Rinaldi takes it up. And it's out of bounds off the foot of Rankatori. It'll be a Dover-Sherborn inbound. On the entry, it'll be Kirby Ryan, one of the captains for the Blue Raiders. Into Scarry he goes, the other captain. Down the lane, up with the left hand. No good, but he draws a foul. And they'll get Finn Frock with his first. So Dover-Sherborn at the line.
This game, the Hillers with 9 wins, if they get the 10th win, that will I think, launch them into the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, if my math's correct. But
you are correct.
First time for everything in there. But as far as me being correct. But not for the Hillers to be in the playoffs, because that happens quite often. But
second free throw, and he's got it. It's a 4-2 Dover-Sherborn lead. Ambersoni takes it up and calls it out. Ambersoni across midcourt. Takes it down, trying to kick it out to Finn Frock, and Aaron pass there. Out of bounds it goes, off the Hillers.
A little miscommunication. Tommy manned up and owned that one. That was on him. But back to the game here.
Scarry with possession.
Ooh, that's almost a backcourt.
Feeds it over to Rinaldi. You were right, that was certainly close. Rinaldi surrounded by Hillers in trouble, trying to feed the wing, and it's knocked away. Rosen got a hand on it, and then Ambersoni got to the loose ball. Feed over to the corner, working his way up is Keefe. Ambersoni feeds it over to Rankatori, kicks it out to Finn Frock, and an attempt to get it to Rosen, who was batted out of bounds off the hand of Jacob Brown. Hillers will have the entry.
Looks like Brian Keefe getting the start tonight with Stephen Maffiori. Looks like he's in street clothes tonight, so we'll gives Brian an opportunity to, nice take.
Finn Frock can't finish. Rebound Rinaldi. Working up court is Kirby Ryan. Feeds it over to Luke. Luke and Nick Rinaldi, 2 brothers on this Dover-Sherborn team. Pass up top to Brown. Up for 3. No good. Off the front of the rim it goes. Finn Frock has it. Trying to feed it up over to Rankatori. Nice feed to Rosen.
Nice.
Back to Rankatori. Off the window. No good.
It was a nice play right till the end.
Right. Tough play not to finish there. They'd like to have that one back. Kirby Ryan with possession. Being watched by Ambersoni. Feeds it over to Scarry. Scarry drives in up with the right-handed lay-in. No good. Finn Frock pulls it down. Good to see Coach Keene back on the sidelines tonight for the Hillers.
Definitely.
Certainly wish him well as he was battling some health issues. Brian Keefe with possession. Feeds it back to Finn Frock.
Shot clock winding down here, almost to 10, and there's almost a steal.
Some good defense in this game so far. Finn Frock drives in, feeds it over to Rosen. Rosen up with the reverse. It's waved off, called for the travel.
It was a Euro step, and that was like a euro and a half.
5:21 left to go in the first quarter. A low-scoring affair so far. Dover-Sherborn leading the Hillers 4-2, but some good defense out there, Steve.
No question, and the Hillers just can't seem to find the ocean, as they say. Missed a couple of bunnies down low since their first bucket. Haven't really scored. 5:21 left in the first quarter. Dover-Sherborn, a lot of pride, even though their record may not show it. They always, as you say, defending state champions. and they have an outside chance. They'd have to run the table, it looks like, to make the playoffs, and I'm sure that's on their mind tonight. It's almost basically the playoffs for both teams, just kind of getting tuned up as the playoffs approach.
And Dover-Sherborn, they're one of those sneaky teams. They've had a few wins this season, despite their 5-10 record, that were against good teams. So you certainly can't take your foot off the gas against this Dover-Sherborn team. Kirby Ryan will have the entry off the timeout. Ryan feeds it over as the Hillers continue to press. Luke Rinaldi over to midcourt to Brown, and now up the far side comes Ryan. Pass up top over to Rinaldi. Nice feed
play.
underneath, up for the lane. No good. Put back, no good. And the Hillers have it. Collected by Rankatori, but we have a foul along the baseline. It was Ryan Icy who couldn't finish there for Dover-Sherborn.
Boy, I'd have to defend Tommy on that one. I mean, the play was already over, and the ball was in another part of the court, and he just happened to stumble upon the Dover-Sherborn player just after the whole play happened, and the ref, just 3 players essentially stumbled upon themselves. I don't know how you call a foul on that one.
They all kind of tripped over each other.
Really insignificant as far as what was going on. The play had already moved on.
Kirby Ryan on the entry.
Ooh, almost 5 seconds.
Feeds it up to Ben Tyke. Kick over to Nick Rinaldi. Back to Tyke now. Rinaldi trying to feed it in. It's stolen away. Good hands there by Keefe. Keefe along the wing over to Finfrock. Launches the 3. Got it.
That was almost from Westboro. That was a really deep 3.
Travis Finfrock with the only 2 field goals of the game for the Hillers so far. It's a 5-4 Hillers lead. Pass to the corner, up for 3. No good there is Brown. Rebound Finfrock nearly stripped away, but he's able to hang on to it. Keefe will take it up. Feeds it over to Cooper. Up for 3. No. And it's batted out of bounds, and it will be called out on Dover-Sherborn. Brown got a hand on it.
Josh Sarapusco in the game, along with Matt Cooper. And Sarapusco, instant energy.
Sarapusco on the inbound. Trying to get it over to Cooper. Went off his hands over to Keefe. Keefe driving down, stripped away. Here comes Dover-Sherborn. A nice steal by Tyke. Feeds it over to the left block, and now over to the right side, up and in. Plus the foul goes Nick Rinaldi.
Tough stretch there for Brian. Kind of dribbled into a little bit of trouble and came back and picked up the foul on that one, unfortunately. But Hillers find themselves down by a point, and could be 2. And misses the free throw. Ooh, that's a foul.
Batted in the air, and we have a foul against Dover-Sherborn this time. It'll be a Hillers inbound. They got Nick Rinaldi with his first, team first for Dover-Sherborn. The Hillers with 4. As Brian Keefe takes it up. Feeds it over to Cooper. Cooper to Finfrock. Back to Cooper now. Feeds it into Sarapusco. Back to Cooper. Launches the 3. No good. Off the back iron. A rebound by Gillette. It's Andrew Gillette who feeds it over to Kirby Ryan. Pass over to Nick Rinaldi. Takes it down. Feeds it over to the corner. Brown taking it in. Up for the lay-in. No good. Sarapusco pulls it down.
Good job by Josh. He didn't get the block, but certainly altered the shot.
Over to the left corner. Up for 3 is Keefe. No good. Kirby Ryan with the Dover-Sherborn rebound. Here comes Tyke. Dribbles in. Kicks it out. Up for 3. Ryan. No. Falls short. Into the hands of Sarapusco it goes. Finfrock takes it up. Feeds it out to Cooper.
Oh, nice.
Kick over to Rosen. Rosen up and in.
Strong.
Hillers back on top by 1.
Strong move by Elon.
Over to Brown. Now Tyke. Now Ryan. Along the baseline, no good. And it's a Hillers rebound. Sarapusco there once again.
1 on 4 there. Good decision by Cooper.
Sarapusco has it stripped away, and it's kept in bounds by Kirby Ryan. Good hustle there. Here comes Gillette. Over to Tyke, launches the 3. No good. And it's going to be collected by Rosen.
Ooh, that's a travel.
Another unnecessary foul there, you might say.
This D-line looked like he was going to launch it to someone, and he realized that teammate wasn't open, and he took 2 steps, and that was a travel.
So a moving violation gives Dover-Sherborn back the ball as Tyke feeds it over to Gillette. Back out now to Rinaldi. He's going to take it down. Up with the left hand, no good, but he drew contact.
Strong move there. The Rinaldi brothers, a freshman and a junior, Luke and Nick. We got Nick in the line.
We'll get Rankatori with his first. The freshman at the line. He's already hit a 3 so far tonight, and he hits the first of 2 free throws.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll correct myself. It's Luke Rinaldi on the line.
Nadine comes into the game for the Hillers. The freshman on the second free throw attempt, and it's good. Jacob Cohen takes it up for the Hillers. He just hopped into the game as well. Over to Cooper. Back to Cohen now. Over to Rankatori, now along the corner, up and no good there is Dean, and a fight for the ball. And we'll get a jump ball call as Dean got wrapped up with Gillette. Possession arrow belongs to Dover-Sherborn. 2:04 left to go in the first quarter. A 1-point Blue Raiders lead. Good defensive pressure by the Hillers as they try to draw up a turnover. Nick Rinaldi takes it down, and he's going to draw contact as Finfrock got a hand in there.
I mean, that's going back to my high school days, our coach would say never reach in with your inside hand. If you're going to try to reach, you reach with your outside hand, and it was right in front of the ref. So Travis picked up his second foul. That's a big deal, actually, with 1:56 to go in the first quarter.
You already have Ambersoni with 2 and Finfrock with 2. Tyke, top of the perimeter. Feeds it over to Scary. Driving down, the kick over. Along the line is Rinaldi. It's batted back out to Gillette off the hand of the defender. Gillette feeds it over to Tyke. Back to Gillette, up for 3. Count it.
Nice stroke right there.
Dover-Sherborn up by 4 as Ambersoni takes it up. Cooper feeds it up top over to Rankatori. Now Cohen will feed it back over, and we're going to have a foul here.
Be a 1-on-1 situation. Rankatori.
I believe that is who they are ringing up. Yep.
His second as well.
That is not good.
Oh, my goodness.
3 of the key guys with 2 fouls, and we have 1:22 left to play in the first quarter.
Wow.
Hillers continuing to press, continuing that aggressive style of defense as Chittick takes it down. Pass up top over to Ryan. Back to Chittick, who launches a 3 and he hits. Wow. And we'll have a timeout call by Coach Keene with 1:02 left to go in the first quarter. Dover-Sherborn leading the Hillers 14-7. They're trying to pull away, Steve.
Wow. Well, the Hillers just can't get any rhythm going tonight, and frankly, a couple reach-in fouls there by Travis. That was really a tough one. Can't afford to do that with Matt Fiore being out tonight. They're going to miss. They definitely miss Stevens' 3-point range, and really we're going to see if someone steps up. 1 or 2 players on the Hillers. No one's done it yet. It's still plenty of time, but to get hot and catch a little fire from 3-point range. But 7-point lead. It feels a little bit bigger than that, to be honest with you. But fortunately, Dover-Sherborn hasn't had a huge scoring quarter yet, but it's still about a minute left to go, and a little bit of a situation for the Hillers to get back on track.
We want to remind you, HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the dentist at Hopkinton, founded by Dr. Jill Tanzi in 2003. The dentist at Hopkinton provides state-of-the-art dental care in a comfortable and relaxing setting to patients of all ages. They are located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. Matt Cooper set to inbound for the Hillers. Taking it up is Ambersoni as he calls it out. Over to Dean. Back out to Ambersoni. Ambersoni driving in, trying to go up with the reverse, and there's some contact.
Good job by Tommy. Tommy might be one of those players who's going to step up. He's done it plenty of times, and that's a good effort by Tommy to take it to the hoop, and definitely the Dover-Sherborn player, Kirby Ryan, picking up that foul, pushed Tommy for sure.
Hillers with 7 fouls, Dover-Sherborn only with 2. Ambersoni feeds it into Rosen. Rosen up and in with ease. The left-handed finger roll lay-in for Rosen. Willette feeds it over to Rinaldi. Rinaldi launches the jumper. No good. Ambersoni pulls it down. Approaching 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Ambersoni drives in, stripped away, out of bounds. Hillers will keep possession.
Yeah, Rosen and Ambersoni could be those 2 players who can get things back on track. But in the meantime, Hillers just need 1 bucket here. There it is.
Ambersoni to Rosen.
Oh.
No good there. And it's batted over to Tim Dillon.
Missed opportunity for sure.
Here comes Kirby Ryan. Feeds it back over to Scary. Scary trying to find out where to go with it. Chittick along the corner. Chittick feeds it back to Ryan, up for 3. Oof. No good, air ball, and it's collected by Rankatori. And that's how the first quarter will end after 1. It's Dover-Sherborn 14, the Hopkinton Hillers 9. A low-scoring start for the Hillers. We'll see if they can get their offense together for this second quarter. But some good defensive work and some good turnovers created in the final seconds of that first quarter by the Hillers, Steve.
Yeah, no question about it. And nice to, close the gap a little bit. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Keene manages the foul situation in the second quarter, as couple of players have 2 fouls apiece early. Travis and let's see who else had that second pick up their second foul.
Rankatori as well as Ambersoni.
Yeah, right. So 3 players with 2 fouls. That's something that's a real thing that Coach Keene is going to have to manage. And between those, I'm sure they'll get some playing time in the second quarter. But if one or some of them get a 3rd foul in the second quarter, it's just going to be a situation they'll have to manage as the game goes along, and maybe opens up some opportunities for Sarapusco and some other guys, some of the guards, depending on Ambersoni. Matt Cooper can get hot as well. Brian Keefe certainly can hit the 3. Lots of opportunities for some guys here tonight.
Well, here we go. Start of the second quarter. Keefe into Ambersoni. Ambersoni trying to feed it over to Rosen, and we had a foul in the process. They're going to get Jacob Brown for Dover-Sherborn with the foul. Ambersoni on the entry. Feeds it over to Keefe, launches a 3, and he's got it.
Right on cue. I appreciate that, Brian. After I gave you a shout out and you hit a 3, I appreciate that, and I'm sure that the rest of the Hiller Nation does as well.
That was a good jinx.
Yep.
Brown up top to Ryan, up for 3, and he responds well.
Back at you, man.
Back and forth we go. Ambersoni takes it up.
Ooh, almost a push by Dover-Sherborn guard, and there's a steal.
Stolen away. Quick break. Scary to the bucket, up and in. Probably should have been a foul on Dover-Sherborn there for that little push-off.
Questionable. Right on the edge.
I know Coach Keene wasn't thrilled with that.
Right.
And we're going to have a foul here.
That's his 3rd, I think, if it's on Tommy.
It's going to be an offensive foul. Yep, they're going to get Ambersoni with his 3rd. So I'd expect him to come out soon.
Oof.
Hillers in early foul trouble. 7 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the second quarter. You got Ambersoni already with 3 fouls. Is taking it in. Brown kicks it out. Over to Ryan. Ryan feeds it over to the block. Rinaldi kicks it out to the wing. Up for 3. No good there. Is Scary. Loose ball. And we're going to have a foul on a loose ball attempt. Rosen was knocked to the ground. It will be against Dover-Sherborn. That's their 4th. They didn't have many fouls in the first quarter, but they're having some fast and furious fouls in this second quarter.
A flurry of fouls
Right.
3 fouls in the last couple minutes. Minute, I guess, right?
Yep. It's a second on Nick Rinaldi as Finfrock inbounds over to Spar. Spar trying to work up court, running into a little trouble there. Getting a hand in there is Nick Rinaldi. He knocks the ball to the ground. Spar trying to get the pass over to Finfrock, stolen away by Brown. And we're going to have
10-second violation.
Yeah.
At some point, we did the girls' game, 3 girls' games last week. A lot of games going on, which is great. Coaches, I can remember 3 times when a coach bailed his player out who was in really tough shape, and Coach Keene didn't do that there. Was right in front of him.
Now we have a Dover-Sherborn foul on the inbound. And they're going to get Evan Scarry with his first. This game getting a little physical, Steve.
And Rick Grady, hot on the bench, the coach of Dover-Sherborn. He's pleading his case. He's pretty hot. He's got to watch himself there.
Spar inbounds to Keefe. Finfrock feeds it up top over to Rankatori. Now Spar, and as he feeds it back, we get another whistle.
That's a 3-second violation on Rosen. You just don't see that too often.
He's waiting in the low post a little too long there.
19-12.
Bit of a sloppy start to this one.
Yeah, scrappy game.
Kirby Ryan trying to work up the floor. Feeds it over to Scarry. Kick over to the corner. Dillon for 3. Got it.
Nice shot. He's wide open, uncontested.
Dover-Sherborn is up by 10. Keefe feeds it over to Finfrock. Finfrock driving in, up with the shot, and good.
Big hop, the big Euro step.
7 points so far for Finfrock. Scarry along the near side, runs into a bit of trouble, gets it over to Ryan. The feed down to Dillon. Dillon drives in. Kicks it out to Ryan. Ryan for 3. Count it. Wow. That's his second 3 of the game and of the quarter.
Senior guard. Captain. Showing his stuff there.
Over to Spar, up for 3. No good, air ball. It's collected by Keefe along the corner. Rosen driving in, and Rosen up for the shot. No good. Ball batted away into the hands of Kirby Ryan. It goes.
Close to an offensive foul on Elon. That would have been a disaster. I believe he already has one.
Ryan up for the jumper. No, it falls out. Sarapusko is there to collect. Here comes Finfrock. Finfrock, 2 defenders in front of him, up for the shot. We have a foul. And it's going to be offensive, it looks like.
Travis kind of lowered his shoulder. And looks like a timeout happening right here.
So that's his 3rd foul of the game. Ambersoni and Finfrock both with 3. Rankatori with 2. Team 9th for the Hillers. And they are trailing with 5:24 left to go in the second quarter, 25-14.
Wow, I don't recall a game where there's been such a foul trouble for the girls or the boys this season, or in many seasons. But and then compounding the challenges with Stephen Mathiori out, the guard play is going to be critical, and Dover-Sherborn hitting their 3-pointers. So not a good recipe so far, and it's going to really come back down to who's going to step up. And Elon Rosen, I got to say, he got away with an offensive foul about a minute ago, completely lowered his shoulder. The refs let him play on, and then Travis, similar play, and very obvious that was an offensive foul. So Hillers got to stay within themselves and play under control. That was a little out of control by Travis. And now the extended timeout by the Hillers. Hopefully Coach Keene is getting his point across. I mean, plenty of time. It's not like the game's over, down by 11 points.
Well, I think one of the key things in a game like this is to keep your cool. The first team to really lose their cool is going to lose the game. Kirby Ryan on the entry for Dover-Sherborn. Already some physical blocking on the inbound. And the official, I think, giving him a little warning there.
Enthusiastic Dover-Sherborn crowd here, largely the JV team. You can hear them through the headphones.
Scarry feeds it over to Brown, up for 3. No good off the rim. Sarapusko pulls it down. Good box out by Sarapusko in the low post as Keefe takes it up. Over to Cooper. Now to Cohen. Cohen drives in, up for the shot. Yes.
Big shot for Jacob. Senior guard stepping up.
They needed that. Scary trying to work up court. Over to Ryan. To the corner to Dillon, up for three. No, off the rim it goes. Batted up and collected by Cohen.
Good job, Jacob, throwing some hops there.
Cohen feeds it over to Keefe. Back to Cohen now. Up top to Rosen. Now Cooper. Back up top to Cohen, up for three, and it's short. Kept in bounds by Sarapusco. A nice swipe over to Cooper. Up for the jumper from the paint, no good. And a battle for the ball as Brown pulled it down, and he's able to keep possession. Here comes Dover-Sherborn. Nice feed underneath. Up off the window and in, Luke Rinaldi.
Nice. Hardly had any real estate to get that shot off. Somehow maneuvered his body to kind of slide it in. Oh, a little travel there by Jacob Cohen. Too bad.
So they get Cohen with the moving violation. Dover-Sherborn will have possession, up by 11. 4:03 left to go in the first half.
Anthony DiPietro in the game now.
Kirby Ryan on the inbound for the Blue Raiders. And here comes Dover-Sherborn. Ryan feeds it over to the corner, up for three. No good there is Luke Rinaldi. It is a Dover-Sherborn rebound, up with the reverse, and no good is Goulet. And Sarapusco collects for the Hillers.
Fortunate there.
Keefe. Oh, no good there, and it's collected by Tyke. Tyke takes it up for DS. Over to Ryan. Back to Tyke. Now Ryan once again. Ryan already with a couple threes in this quarter. Dover-Sherborn having trouble working into the low post.
Shot clock winding down.
Over to Goulet. Back to Tyke, up for three. Got it. Oof. That one hurts for the Hillers.
It's a backbreaker.
Cohen up top. Driving down and up and in, but I believe they waved it off.
Boy, in the NBA, that's a continuation. I think that's I like to see Jacob. It's good to see Jacob taking the initiative there, getting a couple rebounds, hitting a big shot. That was a really close to another big shot.
They get Goulet with his first foul as Elias Pereira set to put it in play. Trying to feed it underneath. Out of bounds it goes, and they call it out off of Dover-Sherborn, the official pointing at Kirby Ryan. The junior will inbound once again. Pereira feeds it over. A pump fake, drive along the baseline by Keefe. Around the perimeter they go. Here comes Pereira. Over to Sarapusco. Sarapusco, two defenders in front of him.
Nice.
Up and in.
Big hoop. Plenty of time, guys.
Tyke working his way up for Dover-Sherborn. Here comes Goulet. Up top now for three, Ryan. No. Collected by Goulet. And he goes up. That's no good. And the Hillers have it after it was tipped by DiPietro. Keefe feeds it over to Cooper. Back to Keefe. Now to Pereira. Sarapusco.
Watch the 3 seconds there.
Hillers running out of time on the shot clock as Cooper drives down, and it looks like he drew some contact.
And we got a one-on-one situation finally for the Hill. It should be a one-on-one situation. There it is. Matt Cooper, a chance to cut the lead to 10 if he can hit both of these freebies.
Cooper scoreless so far tonight. We'll see if he could change that right now. Hillers trailing by 12, 2:22 left to go. Front end of the one-and-one is no good. And Dover-Sherborn has it. Collecting was Luke Rinaldi. Scary with possession. Drives down, a good feed there. Now Tyke. Back to Brown. Brown trying to feed it underneath to Rinaldi. It was batted out of bounds off of DiPietro. It will be a Dover-Sherborn inbound. Luke Rinaldi on the entry. Feeds it over, up for three, Scary. No good off the front of the rim. Batted in the air, collected by Luke Rinaldi. Kicks it out to Tyke. Now over to the corner to Chittick. Along the end line he goes. Rinaldi driving in, stripped out, and out of bounds off of Rinaldi. He hit his foot before rolling out.
Some opportunities here for Elias Pereira in the game here, along with Anthony DePietro, with all the
Keith
fouls.
drives
And there's a
down.
nice take by Keith.
And yet another Dover-Sherborn foul.
Things are evening out this quarter on the foul department, Tom, you know.
Certainly is. They got Ben Tyke, the junior, with that one. Team 8th for Dover-Sherborn. The Hillers with 9. Keefe on the first of 2, and he hits. 4 points so far tonight for the junior, Brian Keefe.
We have our intern Rowan taking that shot from below. Good job, Rowan. Doing a great job, buddy.
And he hits both. Hillers within 10. Working up court is Scary. Scary drives down over to the corner to Luke Rinaldi. Rinaldi up with the right hand, no good. Nearly had his own rebound, but could not pull it in. Here comes the Hillers. Keefe down the lane, up and in. A big bucket there for Hopkinton. Dover-Sherborn quick to work it back up. Tyke trying to feed it over the short corner, went off the hand of a defender, out of bounds.
Tell you, with Ambersoni and Finfrock with 3 fouls, Brian Keefe stepping up offensively right there, getting the Hillers down. The lead, the deficit down to 8 points. It was double that.
Shot for 3 from the right wing. Chittick, no good. Batted in the air by DiPietro, and the Hillers have it. Here comes Cooper. Feeds it over to Keefe, up for 3.
Oh.
No, off the rim. And then Serapusco nearly had it, and it ended up landing in the hands of Luke Rinaldi.
That would have been a sweet 3-pointer for Keefe.
Tyke drives down, up with the left-handed shot. No, Serapusco collects, trying to feed it up, intercepted by Scary. Dover-Sherborn on the attack. A great block there by Serapusco on the attempted lay-in by Chittick. Chittick once again up with the left hand this time, and it's good.
It's a 4-point swing right there, or 5-point swing if Keefe hits that 3. Shot clock off, 23 seconds left.
Cooper feeds it over to Serapusco, up with the shot, no good, and it's pulled down by Brown.
A little contact there, no call.
Evan Scary takes it up for Dover-Sherborn. 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Scary trying to feed it over, and we have a foul. Kind of a late foul call there.
Yeah, it was a half a second delay on that, and drew the reaction from the Hopkinton bench.
We'll get Serapusco with his first, team 10th. Double bonus time for Dover-Sherborn.
I'll say, there was contact there, but there's been plenty of contact tonight that I would say would fall in the same category as that, and the refs have let plenty of that go. And
no good on the first free throw for Evan Scary.
Dover-Sherborn, Hopkinton, always a big rivalry no matter what sport. And although the records are somewhat inverted, Dover-Sherborn, a lot of pride here, and right now they're having their way.
11-point lead for the Blue Raiders. Keefe with possession.
Got to shoot it.
At the buzzer, no good. And at the end of the first half, it's Dover-Sherborn 33, the Hopkinton Hillers 22. It's been a tough, physical, gritty game, and certainly an action-packed first half there, Steve.
Yeah, well, Dover-Sherborn kind of both first and second quarters kind of showing that they have a lot of pride in coming in here, and it's not like the Hillers take anyone for granted, but I certainly think that the Hillers certainly down by 11 points within striking distance. And again, now that we're at halftime, hopefully Finfrock and Ambersoni can start getting some playing time again in the third quarter, and they've got to be super careful. Some of those fouls that they've gotten were somewhat reckless. I hate to be perfectly blunt, and they can't afford to do that, and they're going to need both of those guys coming into the second half.
Well, a whole half to play, so stick around. We'll be right back. It's Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Basketball on HCAM.
HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com.
Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hey, hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Hey, hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, 'cause I'm coming. First thing I remember, I was lying in my bed. Couldn't have been no more than 1 or 2 notes. I remember there's this radio coming from the room next door. My mother laughed the way some ladies do. Yeah. But when it's late in the evening, all the music seeping through. Next thing I remember, I am walking down the street. I'm feeling all right, my boys are troops, yeah. Down along the avenue, guys are shooting pool. I heard that sound of acapella crews, yeah. They were singing late in the evening, all the girls out on the stools, yeah. Then I learned to play some lead guitar, underage in this funky bar. Stepped outside, smoked myself up, well, you know what. When I come back to the room, everyone just seemed to groove. Turned my amp up loud and I began to play. And it was late in the evening, and I blew that room away. Ha! First thing I remember when you came into my life, said I'm gonna get that girl no matter what I do, yeah. Well, I guess I've been in love before, once or twice I've been on the floor, but I never loved no one the way that I loved you. And it was late in the evening, all the music seeping through, yeah. Come on. Hey, 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 hey. Ow. There she stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. I said, hey, what is this? Baby, maybe she's in need of a kiss. I said, wait, what's your name, baby? Don't you think we see things to say. And she said, huh, so I run so fast, I sure got to find the parking lot. Woo! All right now, baby, it's all right now. Woo! All right now, baby, it's all right now. Now, I took her home to my place, watching every move on her face. She said, look, what's your game, baby? Are you trying to put me?
Welcome back into the Hopkinton High School Athletics Center as we are just about ready for the second half. It's Dover-Sherborn leading Hopkinton 33-22. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Basketball on HCAM. Tom Nappy alongside Steve Spector on the call. It was a rough physical first half. Let's take a look at the scoring totals from that first half. We'll start off with the Hillers. Brian Keefe with 7, Jacob Cohen with 2, Elon Rosen with 4, Josh Sarapusko with 2, Travis Finfrock with 7 points. For Dover-Sherborn, Tim Dillon with 3, Ben Tyke with 3, Andrew Guillette with 3, Ben Shiddick with 5, Kirby Ryan with 6, Luke Rinaldi with 7, Nick Rinaldi with 2, and Evan Scarry with 4. And we are set to go. Kirby Ryan will inbound for the Blue Raiders.
Hillers spending a little extra time in the locker room as compared to Dover-Sherborn. And Hillers now coming out with a 2-3 zone, maybe a safer way to go given the foul situation, Tom.
Right. Yeah, they have a couple players in foul trouble. Ryan for 3, and he's got it. Nice way to start things out for Dover-Sherborn. Ambersoni takes it up. Ambersoni has 3 fouls in the game so far. Coach Keene will certainly be paying close attention to that foul situation. Ambersoni driving in along the end line, and he's blocked by Ryan, who got a hand in there, and then a battle for the ball. Ambersoni pulls it up, kicks it to the high post, up for the jumper, and no good is Rankatori.
Good hustle play by Ambersoni.
Ryan takes it up for the Blue Raiders, feeds it over to Scarry. Back to Ryan now. Scarry. Over to Rinaldi.
Nice.
Stripped away and taken by Rankatori. Keefe. Up to Rankatori, Ambersoni, over to Finfrock for 3, no. Collected by Rankatori. Finfrock, Rosen, off the window and in.
Nice. Good response by the Hillers. Finfrock coming up a little short on that. We'll need him to hit some threes this half to get back in the game.
Scarry takes it up. Dover-Sherborn having a hard time working into the low post. Scarry going to drive in. Kicks it out over to the corner to Rinaldi.
Shot
top
clock.
to Ryan. Shot clock is running low. 5 seconds left. Ryan, long NBA 3, and he hits. Wow, the captain dialing long distance.
That was in the volleyball section of the court.
Rankatori feeds it over to Keefe. Ambersoni. Kirby Ryan could certainly shoot, that's for sure. Finfrock.
Oh, too bad.
Trying to get it over to Rosen, stripped away by Ryan. Dover-Sherborn with a big turnover. They're up by 15, trying to add on more. Here comes Ryan, driving in, up for the shot. Yes, he's feeling it.
He is definitely in the groove, baby, as they say.
14 points for Kirby Ryan, and Coach Key needs a timeout. 5:52 left to go in the third quarter. Dover-Sherborn trying to pull away. They're up by 17.
Well, I guess got to stop the bleeding there. And pivotal moment in the game, down by 17 points. If you go back to the second quarter, Tom, I mean, Dover-Sherborn scored 19 points in the second quarter, which is a pretty good offensive output, and they continue to pour it on, as they say, with a little bit of a three-point barrage. And the Hillers trying to hang on only with one bucket this quarter. So, yeah, I'd say we get uphill battle to still have potential and plenty of time.
And while we have a moment, I want to mention that the Hillers boys basketball team will be raising money for a great cause at their game this Friday night. join the boys basketball team this Friday night as they take on Medfield, as they will take on the biggest rival yet, cancer. Show your support for those who are or have battled this terrible disease at the Hopkinton Hillers boys basketball game this Friday night, February 7th, a 6:30 p.m. tip-off with Medfield. And, of course, we'll have the broadcast on HCAM as well. Rankatori on the entry. Feeds it back to Ambrosoni. Ambrosoni back to Finfrock. Ambrosoni now. Feeds it over to the corner to Finfrock. Back to Ambrosoni out of the corner. Key for three. No good off the back iron. And it's taken by Nick Rinaldi. Here comes Rinaldi driving up. Nice feed up and in. Luke Rinaldi. The Rinaldi brothers making it happen.
And Finfrock and Ambrosoni both extra cautious to pick up fouls on that last sequence.
Finfrock out to Keefe. Hillers know they're going to need some threes down the stretch here if they want to get back into this game. Ambrosoni down the lane, over to Keefe. Keefe takes it in, kicks it out over to Rankatori. Rankatori for three. No, a little wide to the right. Collected by Jacob Brown. Scary takes it up for Dover-Sherborn. Feeds it over to Rinaldi. Nearly stripped away by Finfrock. Up top to Brown, and he launches a three, no good off the front of the rim, but it's collected by Luke Rinaldi. Put back, no good. And there for another Dover-Sherborn collection was Jacob Brown. Brown takes it in, and he's going to draw contact.
Boy, it felt like the Raiders had the ball down there for about a month and a half, with a couple of offensive rebounds.
And they're going to get Elon Rosen with his first. 2 free throw opportunities for the senior Jacob Brown. First of 2, no good.
Wow, wholesale changes here, Tom. Just going to try something different. Let's see if we can get it.
I don't know if I've seen that before, pulling all 5 players.
There's a message there somewhere, and just why not? You're down by 19 points and nothing's happening, so send a message of some kind and see what these guys can do. Down to Cohen.
Sarapusko collects.
There's definitely some.
And Cohen definitely drew contact as he went up with the underhand shot. He's heading to the line.
Boy, it reminded me of a play from last year from Jacob. He landed on his shoulder, and I want to say he had a shoulder injury last year as a junior, as he was playing some really good ball, and ended up missing the rest of the season. And that was a similar type of play. He really took all of that one and landed on a shoulder, but certainly bouncing back, and really need him to hit the free throws here too.
Cohen with his second free throw attempt, and he'll hit this time. An 18-point Dover-Sherborn lead. Let on the inbound to Tyke. Tyke working along the top of the perimeter against Cooper. Feeds it over. Along the corner, it's Rinaldi. Now it's over to Nick Rinaldi.
There it is.
No one there. Miscommunication taken by Cooper.
Under control.
Cooper feeds it over to the corner to Cohen. Cohen drives in and puts it in.
I'd say it's one of the best games he's had in his career, really. As much as I've seen him, I haven't seen every road game, but the games I've seen at home, Jacob taking it to the hoop and generating some offense for his Hiller teammates, keeping him in the game a little bit right there.
Yeah, he has 5 points. He's racked up a couple of steals, a couple of rebounds. Good effort by the senior. And they'll certainly need him to step up down the stretch of this one. Dover-Sherborn leading 43-27, 4:02 left to go in the third quarter. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight to take in the Hillers action.
And we want to give a shout out to our crew here, but we'll have a second here. Mary Arnott and Mike Tarosian and John Ritz on camera, along with our, I guess you want to call him an intern, our man Rowan down there doing a great job with the camera, man. Good job. And then we have the Dings family, Tom Dings and Samantha Dings directing and doing graphics respectively, and Tom Nappy and myself, Steve Spector. So we're having a good time as we always do here at HCAM TV.
We certainly are. Let's see if the Hillers can have a good time and get back into this game. Tyke takes it up. Tyke feeds it over to the corner to Brown. Trying to feed it to
There it
Rinaldi, and it's batted up.
Oh.
Rinaldi pulls it down, kicks it out to Goulet. Goulet with the jumper long two from the corner, no good. Collected by Cohen. Cohen going to take
Feeling
it
it.
down, up with the left hand and in.
7 points for Jacob, bringing it back a little bit. Plenty of time.
Well, I'd say right now, if you're the Hillers, give him the ball. Tyke feeds it over to Goulet. Goulet back to Ryan. Ryan out to Tyke. Tyke thought about the three, gets it to Nick Rinaldi instead. Now over to Goulet, up for three, got it.
Whew.
Big time three there by the senior, Andrew Goulet.
That stings a little bit after cutting the lead down.
Cohen with possession. Up to Cooper. Now it's back to Cohen.
Oh, too bad.
Cohen was trying to feed Sarapusco, but the defender was there first. Luke Rinaldi with the steal, coast to coast.
Oh, God.
And he's going to draw contact. Probably should have been a charge, but the officials went towards Dover-Sherborn's way on that one.
That was unfair. Had to go one way or the other. I would say who owned the contact more. I would have to say that Luke Rinaldi, who's on the line, really deserved the foul more than Jacob did there.
Luke Rinaldi with 9 points so far, and he misses the first of two free throws.
Well, 2:52 left, Tom, in the third quarter. Hillers down by 17 points. I mean, if they can do things in a couple stages, try to get the deficit down to somewhere in the 10-point range in the next few minutes, and then make another run in the fourth quarter.
Second free throw, no good. Batted in the air. The Hillers have it. Into the hands of Spar it goes. Spar going to take it in. Up with the lay-in, no good. And Luke Rinaldi pulls it down. We did have an update at the half at Dover-Sherborn High School. As a three here, no good off the rim, and the Hillers get it back. We'll get you that update in just a moment. Spar at the block, feeds it over, up and in, Ned Dean.
Ball never hit the floor. It's like a la the Celtics from the 1960s and 70s. Just great fast break for the Hillers, hopefully bringing some more momentum.
The Hillers girls were leading Dover-Sherborn at the half, 28-21. Three attempt here. No good, wide to the right. Sarapusco collects off the missed scary shot. Here comes Cooper, pass down over to Dean.
Help him out.
Everybody getting in there tonight for the Hillers. Cooper for three, no. Collected by Sarapusco. The kick out over to Cohen. Cohen going to take it down. Spins around the defender. Up for the shot. No good. A little wide. And it's collected by Rinaldi. Kirby Ryan takes it up for the Blue Raiders. 1:45 and ticking left to go in the third quarter. Hillers trailing by 15. Along the end line, the feed out to Chittick. Up for three. No good. And it's collected by Cohen. Cohen takes it up for Hopkinton. Down the lane. Up for the shot, and he drew contact. Nice job by Cohen. Saw the open lane and took advantage.
Cohen keeping things within reach a little bit, almost single-handedly.
They get Chittick with his first foul. And the
job.
first of two is good. 2 for 3 from the line tonight for Jacob Cohen.
He's got 8 points or something, right?
Yep, exactly 8.
It could be a career high.
And there's 9.
Yeah, good job by Jacob. Should get a hand from his teammates.
I have a feeling he's going to get a lot of playing time in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Goulet on the entry to Scary. Scary.
Here it is. Ooh.
Pereira's in the game. He's playing defense on Scary over to Ryan. Ryan up for the jumper, no good. Batted in the air. It's collected by Goulet. Goulet trying to get around Cooper. He'll feed it back to Ryan. Ryan driving in, surrounded by defenders. It was stripped away, but into the hands of Dillon it goes. Dillon around the defender, up and in. A nice move there to get around Sarapusco. And now the Hillers trying to respond. Cooper takes it in. Trying to feed it up to Pereira. It was knocked away by Scary. Out of bounds it goes. Hillers will have the entry.
That's quite a hard landing by number 20, I think, Jacob Brown. Kid's got some hops, and he landed basically.
Oh, an interception on the inbound by Scary. Now a loose ball. And we're going to have a jump ball call. It will go in Hopkinton's favor.
Well, it looked like Coach Rick Grady of Dover-Sherborn was calling a quick timeout, or I think he thought his player had possession but didn't. So jump ball situation.
Spar with possession. Approaching 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Pereira to Sarapusco. Now it's underneath to Dean. Dean around the defender, and he'll draw the foul. Ned Dean heading to the line. Look at Jacob Brown with the foul. That's his second.
Really good golfer for representing Hiller Nation on the links very well his 4 years here.
First of two, no good.
Use every point here. No pressure, Ned.
Dean with 2 points so far tonight. Let's see if he can make it 3. Violation on the shot. It's against the Hillers, so Dover-Sherborn basketball. Blue Raiders will make a substitution. Ben Shiddick back into the game. Into Nick Rinaldi he goes. Excuse me, that's Evan Scary. Scary feeds it over to Dillon. Dillon takes it in. It's knocked away. Out of bounds off of Dillon's foot it goes. A nice strip away by Sarapusco.
The Hillers can, looks like one possession set up for, I mean, in an ideal world, to hit a three-pointer and go in down by a dozen. That would be pretty good. We'll take that. But they need a bucket. Either a 2 or a 3 will do.
Matt Cooper feeds it over to Pereira. Now it's Ned Dean.
There it is.
Good feed over to Cooper, but he bobbled it, and out of bounds it goes. Couldn't hang on. Ben Shiddick will inbound. Scary will take it up. 8 seconds left in the third quarter. Scary drives in around Ned Dean, up and in, plus the foul, and one.
Ned Dean pleading his case. He's just playing defense, and the Dover-Sherborn player, Evan Scary, really created the contact again, but, you know, that's always a tough one.
Well, if you stop right in front of the shooter and there's contact, they're going to get you every time.
Sometimes life's unfair. There's one example right there.
The and one, no good, and it's pulled down by Sarapusco.
Can launch it.
Pereira at the buzzer, over the hoop. At the end of 3 quarters, it's Dover-Sherborn 50, the Hopkinton Hillers 33. Hopkinton was outscored in the third quarter, 17-11. They certainly have some work to do to get back into this game in the final 8 minutes of regulation. Let's take a look at the TVL standings. Well, we have a moment. In the TVL Large, you got Westwood at 13-2. The Hillers at 9-5, Norwood at 8-8, Medfield at 7-9, Holliston at 3-10, Ashland at 1-11. Down in the TVL Small, Bellingham 13-3, Norton 10-4, Medway on top with a 13-1 record. Dedham 8-8, Dover-Sherborn 5-10, and Millis 1-15. And we also want to remind you, HCAM Sports, supported by our viewers and by the dentist at Hopkinton. The dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. Dover-Sherborn will have the entry as we start the fourth quarter.
And Coach Keene leaving his same players that finished the quarter. A lot of the starters are all on the bench.
Well, they were playing pretty well towards the end of that third quarter.
Yep.
Feeds it up to Rinaldi, a long two, and he's got it.
That's a backbreaker right there.
And actually, that was a 3. His foot was beyond the line. And here comes Spar. Over to Cooper. Sarapusco. Over to Spar, trying to respond, no good. Off the back iron, batted in the air, into the hands of Jacob Brown it goes. Dover-Sherborn has possession. Well, the Hillers are going to have to score fast and furious to get back into this game. Scary with possession. Feeds it over, 3 attempt. No good off the side of the rim goes Brown, and loose ball collected by Sarapusco. Cooper driving in. 2 defenders in front of him, up with the right hand, no good. Put back, no
Oh,
good, as it was blocked on the DiPietro attempt. Nice block by Nick Rinaldi. Now a battle for the ball. Spar trying to come up with it, and he's able to get it out to DiPietro. And now Cooper feeds DiPietro around the defender, off the window, no good, and it's batted out into the hands of Jacob Brown. Here comes Dover-Sherborn. And we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Grady and the Blue Raiders. 6:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. The Blue Raiders leading the Hillers 53-33. Things not looking too well for Hopkinton right now, Steve.
Well, we're all, doing our best to send positive vibes down on the floor, but 20-point lead, 6:45 left, big mountain to climb, obviously. And it's been a while. It's just been a pattern, the last couple quarters at 19-13, 17-11. Dover's got some of their key players are just really having strong games. Kirby Ryan really lighting it up earlier, and the Hillers just can't get much going. Jacob Cohen showing a little spark there in the third quarter, bringing them back, and again, when they're just getting close to down by a dozen, and went the other way, so now they find themselves down by 20 points. So let's see if play it out, and missed opportunity. As you said earlier, Tom, Hiller's not in a good run record-wise in the last few games, so they need to regroup, and only needing one win to make the playoffs. That's one thing, but if you go back a week or two ago, you think they have an opportunity to host a playoff game. Right now, maybe not so much.
Yep, it's certainly been a tough stretch for the Hillers, but still a few games left to go. If they could put together a run, they might be able to grab a home game in the postseason, but that is not really in their thought process right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have a turnover here as Scary went in. It's taken by Keefe and the Hillers. Feed over to Ambrosoni. A lot of the starters back out there. Ambrosoni
Drew,
to Rankatori, and Rankatori can't finish. Pulls it down, however. Out to Ambrosoni. Up for 3. No good. Off the rim, and it's collected by Rosen. Rosen goes off the defender's foot as Rankatori gets it over to Keefe. Up for 3. It'll spin out. And Dover-Sherborn has it for the moment, but it's stolen back by Keefe. Puts it up, no good. And then it's pulled down by Rosen. Rosen out to Ambrosoni, up for 3. Got it.
Woo.
Wow, what a sequence that was.
Unbelievable.
Up the far side, Kirby Ryan feeds it over to the corner to Rinaldi. Dover-Sherborn trying to close in the low post. Up, no good, Luke Rinaldi, and the Hillers get it back. Ambrosoni takes it up. Ambrosoni drives the lane around the defender, up and in with the left hand.
Let's see if we can make a little run here. Plenty of time. 5:36.
Here comes Dover-Sherborn. Scary gets it over. Now it's back to Scary. Scary squeezes it between 2 defenders to Kirby Ryan. Now over to the corner to Nick Rinaldi. Now back to Scary. Launches the 3. No good. Air ball. And it is out of bounds. Hillers basketball. Good effort by Brown, but he could not keep it in. Hopkinton will have it.
I mean, it's a game of swings, momentum swings. Right now, the Hillers coming the first 5 points of the quarter.
Keefe. Ambrosoni. Feeds it back to Keefe. Finfrock now.
Say the last 5 points, bring them back to 15 points. Ooh, that's and 1. Let's see it.
Finfrock will draw up some contact. He's heading to the line. Or is he? No, it'll be inbound.
How is that not a shooting foul?
It's a good question.
Yeah. Rhetorical question, but.
Rosen on the inbound. Over to Rankatori, now Ambrosoni. Back to the corner to Keefe. Launches a 3 and he hits.
There we go.
Nothing but net.
Down by 12.
Hillers.
There was a steal.
And now we have a steal. Here goes Rankatori. Feed over to Ambrosoni. Finfrock, and it's stripped away by Kirby Ryan. And now a battle for it here along the near side between Finfrock and Brown, and we get a whistle. It'll be Dover-Sherborn's inbound.
Wow, missed opportunity there. Hillers just maybe overthinking that. It was sort of a 3-on-1, and they're playing, dancing around with the ball down there. In the meantime, they lost it. And there's a steal. Oh, too bad.
Well, it looks like they got Ambrosoni with his 4th foul.
At this point, you got to leave Tommy in. And Hiller's got a 20-point lead down to 12, so 4.5 minutes left.
Scary taking it up. Past Ambrosoni he goes, past Rankatori, and we have a foul. And it looks like this time they're going to get Rankatori with his third.
We've seen more obvious calls than fouls than that one.
Hiller's down by 12, running out of time. 4:32 left to go. Ryan feeds it over to Tyke. Tyke takes it in down the lane. And he's called for the travel.
Kind of dragged his pivot there, Tom. All right, let's get it down to 10.
Finfrock on the entry. Ambrosoni. Ambrosoni will take it up.
That's a push.
Ambrosoni feeds it out to Keefe, up for three. Oh. No good off the back iron. And it is collected by Goulet. And it was stripped away, but we had a foul. And I think they're going to get Keefe here with contact. Well, maybe not. We'll see.
Not sure what that was.
I'm not sure either. Kirby Ryan on the inbound. Here comes Scary trying to work up court. The Hillers press really giving Dover-Sherborn problems. And we get a travel call. Hillers basketball.
Well, frustration foul by Evan Scary. And, you know, hate to say he threw an elbow, but he certainly discarded Travis. And Travis almost picked up his fourth foul. A lot of action going on right now. And the Hillers desperately trying to get back in the game.
They didn't even get the foul. They just got the travel. Ambrosoni on the inbound.
Ooh, that's almost a travel.
And Rosen called for the travel. Well, the Hillers doing all they can to climb back in. But Dover-Sherborn, they're not making it easy for sure.
Turn around.
Ryan feeds it up over to Brown, and we have a foul. They're going to get Rosen with the contact.
It's like a defensive back not turning around for the ball in football. Elon didn't really see the ball coming. We were trying to tell him from up here in the perch that it was coming. I don't know if that's legal or not, but.
That's a team 6 for the Hillers. Dover-Sherborn with 4. Kirby Ryan on the inbound. Backcourt to Tyke he goes. Tyke to Scary. Scary trying to feed it underneath. No one's there. Out of bounds it goes. They call it out off a Hiller. Ryan will have the inbound. Up top he goes. Now to the corner to Rinaldi. Now up top to Tyke. Ryan. And Dover-Sherborn, they're going to try to have some long possessions here and burn some time off the clock as Tyke takes a three and knocks it down. It's only the second field goal of the fourth quarter for Dover-Sherborn, but they are up by 15. Ambrosoni driving the lane. Finfrock, long three, no good off the rim. And out of bounds it goes. If he was a step more in, he would have hit that.
Travis not afraid to launch it. That last three-pointer, again, they were within striking distance to get it to 10. Now it's back to 15. Well, there's a steal by Cooper.
Stolen away. Cooper takes it to the rack, up and in. Good hands there by Cooper. Trying to drop another steal. Tight. Feeds it over to the wing. Scary with the pump fake. Now Ryan. Ryan. Heavy pressure from Finfrock, and we have a foul. It looks like they're going to get Finfrock with his fourth.
Ambrosoni and Finfrock both with 4 now.
And Dover-Sherborn is in the bonus. Evan Scary at the line for a 1-and-1. Scary so far tonight, 6 points for Dover-Sherborn. The front end is good. He'll get another.
Sorry. A little bit of a extra.
Some good crowd attempts there to
encouragement from our Hiller Nation student section.
On the back end of a 1-and-1, he's good.
Ooh. Back at you.
Dover-Sherborn back up by 15. Ambrosoni takes it up. Driving down, and he'll draw contact. He's heading to the line. We'll get Jacob Brown with his third. Ambrosoni with 5 points so far tonight. all those points in the fourth quarter. And the first of two is good. At this point, the Hillers need to hit every free throw opportunity they get.
They do, and, they really can't waste any time whenever they have the possessions. They just got to, get over the half court and, hate to say launch it, but.
He hits both. Scary. Hillers trying to drop the turnover. Scary takes it up along the left wing, tripped up, and we're going to have a timeout.
There's a timeout as he was skidding on the floor.
There was multiple fouls there, but the ref's letting him play.
Well,
3:03 left to go in the quarter. A 13-point Dover-Sherborn lead. Wow, what an action-packed fourth quarter.
Well, when you're playing with such desperation as the Hillers are, and I'll give the refs a little credit there, as you pointed out. There was maybe a couple of questionable or potential fouls that the refs are letting them play, and one of them was on Finfrock. But we want to keep the guys in the game if we can, and it's always an objective situation when a lot of the offensive fouls that could have been offensive or defensive. That's a split-second call those refs have to make, and there's been a few of those tonight. But right now, down 13 points, certainly time, and need a couple stops and a couple of buckets, and then get it under 10 points and see what you can do.
Well, the Hillers 9-5 on the season, 1 win away from clinching a playoff spot, and Dover-Sherborn is 1 loss away from being eliminated from playoff potential. So they are fighting for their season tonight. They have to win out to get in.
You can tell they are. Certainly a lot of focus, and they've hit some great shots. Some of their key players, Luke Rinaldi, Kirby Ryan, and others have had good games for Dover-Sherborn.
Ryan with possession, heavy pressure as usual from the Hillers. Tyke surrounded by defenders, tripped up, and the Hillers drop the turnover as Rosen pulls it up, gives it off to Keefe. To the bucket he goes, and he draws contact. Oh, no, they're going to get him with a push. It's an offensive foul. I don't know about that one. Well, second on Keefe.
Kind of cleared out with his left hand.
I didn't see a push.
That's kind of what the ref said is indicating. Well, there's a steal right there.
And now it's stolen back. Cooper feeds it over to Finfrock. Long three, no good. And it's collected by Ryan. Ryan up to Scary he goes. Scary feeds it over to Rinaldi. Dover-Sherborn trying to burn time at this point. Rinaldi back to Ryan. Hillers will likely foul relatively soon. Ryan takes it in. Back out now to Rinaldi. And here's Scary.
Shot clock.
Running out of time. Scary down the lane. And there's the reverse finisher by Jacob Brown.
Ouch.
Ambersoni takes it up. Feeds it over to Cooper. Cooper driving in. Up with the right hand. No good is the shot, but he drew contact. Look at Jacob Brown with his fourth. Matt Cooper heading to the line. And he certainly has to make these free throws.
Well, you can go back and say that, geez, if they only hit some free throws, they'd be, in a little better position. But best to look ahead and not in the rearview mirror at this point.
Well, there was a lot of low post attempts that they couldn't finish. That was one of the biggest flaws of this game so far for the Hillers.
Good job by Matt Cooper.
Cooper puts Hopkinton within 13. Scary takes it up. Trying to feed it over, and now keep trying to track it down, but it was quickly pulled away by Brown. And Dover-Sherborn just going to pass around here, try to burn some time off the clock. Scary takes it in, saw the open opportunity, and he went right up and in.
Like the parting of the Red Sea there.
Long three here, Cooper, and he hits.
12-point lead.
Big time bucket there, but could be too little too late. We'll see. Kirby Ryan with the long pass up over to Luke Rinaldi. Takes it to the rack. Up and in with the right hand. Ambersoni. Ambersoni coming down the lane. Kicks it out to Keefe. Over to Finfrock. He'll take a three. No, off the rim and out of bounds. Dover-Sherborn ball. 1:17 left. Dover-Sherborn up by 14.
Too bad. Travis just can't get his range going tonight from three-point land. He certainly has the range to do it. It's just not going down for him tonight, and some of them have been pretty deep. and a little bit in the desperation department too.
Ryan feeds it up and across to Scary. Now Tyke. Will the Hillers foul or accept their fate at this point? We shall see. Scary. Gonna take it in. Ryan now. Nice pass underneath, and a good block, and a good takeaway. Ned Dean with the pass down to Keefe, and he dribbled off his foot. That one hurts.
Well, I think it was a fait accompli, as they say. And in terms of the scoring, with 55 seconds left, down by 14 points. Too bad for Brian there. He's had a nice game, you know, at a few different junctures, has hit some big buckets and took advantage of the playing time tonight with Matt Fiore being out.
Dover-Sherborn trying to burn clock. Some heavy contact between Ben Tyke and Tommy Ambrosoni. And that might be the end of the night for Ambrosoni.
Yep.
And it will be. It's his fifth.
Sort of accidental, got tangled up here. Those Ambrosoni as well as Ben Tyke, who's had a nice game. Pretty quick player, junior guard.
Tyke at the line. On the front end of a 1-and-1, he's good. .52 seconds left. Dover-Sherborn back up by 15. Second free throw, no. Collected by Finfrock. Here comes Cooper. Takes it down, stripped away, out of bounds it goes. It was off of Scary. Hillers will have the inbound. Keefe on the entry.
Oh, man.
Misfire there. And at this point, I think the Blue Raiders might be in their heads a little bit.
That was the cherry on top, as they say. You know, a nice pass to the nice lady in the front row. Not intentional, I don't think.
The feed up to Brown. Back to Ryan now. And a nice feed over to the left block to Chittick, who goes up and in. Cooper takes it up. Driving in, feeds it out to Keefe. Now over to Ned Dean, launches the three, no good. Finfrock able to get possession in the high post. Out to Keefe he goes. Now Finfrock launches a three, that's no good. Off the front of the rim, collected by Chittick. And that might do it. Approaching 10 seconds left to go in the game. And that will indeed do it. Dover-Sherborn is going to come away with a huge 67-50 win over the Hopkinton Hillers. Both teams put up 17 points in that fourth quarter. It was certainly a rough game for the Hopkinton Hillers out there tonight, Steve.
Yeah, and as we sum up the night here, Dover-Sherborn played with a little more urgency, and as they, with their record being 5-10, as we said a couple times, this was a playoff game for them. Literally, they lose, they're not going to the playoffs. So they played accordingly, and the Hillers maybe let their guard down a little bit. And again, early foul trouble by a few players, and without Steve Maffiori, it wasn't a good recipe tonight. But we have a good chance to redeem ourselves on Friday night when we have the cancer night. Hopkins boys basketball. Maybe you could say a little bit about that and then wrap things up for us.
Yep, that's this Friday night, February 7th. Hillers boys taking on Medfield, 6:30 tip-off. And it's the annual Coaches versus Cancer game. Be sure to come down to the Hopkinton Athletic Center and support a great cause this Friday night. For our HCAM crew, my broadcast partner, Steve Spector, I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time. Dover-Sherborn takes down Hopkinton 67-50. The Hillers fall to 9-6 on the season. We thank you for watching Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Basketball on HCAM. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you again soon.